morning, everyone. I'm Kate May A. Olarazo, a B.Ed student, and I will be discussing about the Chapter 2, Characteristics of Assessment Methods. Before we proceed to the characteristics of assessment methods, let's define first what is assessment. As what Doc Fidelina said last meeting, assessment refers to collecting data based on the performance of the students or learners. Then, analyzing and interpreting those data by the use of rubrics evaluation to have those valid results. Understand? Okay, let's proceed to my assigned topic, which is the characteristics of assessment methods. So, there are 5 characteristics of assessment methods. First, take note of this, okay? We have the validity. Second, we have the reliability. Third, we have the practicability. Fourth, we have the justness. And 5, the morality in assessment. Take note of those 5 characteristics of assessment method. But I will be just discussing about the first characteristics of assessment methods, which is the validity and the types of validity. So, validity. What comes up in your mind when we say validity? For me, validity is legally accepted and accurate. But in the book, validity means the degree to which a test measures what it intends to measure, or the truthfulness or of the response. In short, or in the other words, validity is the accuracy of the test. So, take note, validity is the accuracy of the test. Example, you do a research paper or a survey and your topic is all about self-esteem of a person. So, but your questionnaire are not aligned to your topic. It doesn't measure the self-esteem of a person. So, your questions are not valid. So, the assessment or test is valid if your assessment measures what it intends to measure. So, take note, your assessment is valid if it measures what it intends to measure. Okay, so remember, your questionnaire must be connected, aligned, and focused to your topic. Remember those? And generally speaking, no test can be said to have high or low validity in the abstract. Its validity is determined with reference to the particular use for which the test is being considered. So, the validity of the test must always be considered in relation to the purpose it is to serve. Just like I said earlier, it must be aligned or connected, and it measures what it intends to measure. So, a valid test has veracity or truthfulness of the answer. So, in short words, it must be accurate and correct. So, for instance, the UM students or UM's class is administered twice by a practice teacher in Stratford, and that student 1 answered the item number 3, which is, the question is this: what is the national hero in the Philippines? He answered Jose Rizal. And in your second administration, or in the second administration of the practice teacher in UM's class, his answer is also the same on item number 3. So, his answer is both valid and reliable. So, his answer is valid because it is correct, and and reliable because of the consistency of his answer. Okay, did you get it? Remember that I said earlier, reliability is also a characteristic of assessment method. So, reminder that the validity is first to test, then next is reliability. So, in assessment or test, validity is more important than reliability. You can be reliable or consistent but not valid. But in the other hand, you cannot be valid if it is not consistent. So it is good that your assessment is both valid and at the same time it is reliable. So let's proceed to the types of validity. So actually we have 4 types of validity. Take note of this. We have the content validity. Next, we have the concurrent validity. And third, we have the predictive validity. And lastly, the construct validity. But I will be just discussing about the first 2 types of validity, which are the content and the concurrent validity. So let's go on to the content validity. So content validity means the contents or topic is truly the representative of the course. It assesses whether a test is representative of all aspects of the construct. So it involves the systematic administration of the test content to determine if it covers the representative sample of the behavior domain to be measured. Domain behavior must be tested because it is very important and must be systematically analyzed to assure that all of the major aspects are included or covered up by the test items and in correct proportions. For instance, you are a math teacher and you've discussed about algebra. Final semester is coming to end and you must create a assessment or a examination test for your students. The test or the numbers or the questionnaires must cover up every form of algebra or all of your topics that you've discussed in class. If some topics are left out in a test or you don't included it in your assessment, then the result may not be accurate indication of students' understanding of the subject. So, in the other hand, if you've included questions that are not related to your discussions, then the results are no longer valid measure of algebra knowledge. So, reminder that the domain under consideration must be fully described in advance rather than defined after the test has been prepared. So, content validity is described by the relevance of tests to different types of criteria, namely through judgment and systematic examination of relevant course syllabi and textbooks, poll judgment of subject matter, statement of behavioral objects, and analysis of teacher-made tests. So, in simple words, it describes the relation of the test to different forms of topics. Hence, content validity, it depends on the relevance of the individual responses rather than the relevance of item content. Content validity is commonly used in assessing achievement tests, which are the standard tests, the standardized tests, or the tests used in classroom for formative or summative tests. 3 domains of behavior, namely cognitive, affective, and psychomotor, as well as the 7 domains of NCBTS or the National Competency-Based Teachers Standards. 1. The social regard for learning. 2. The learning environment. 3. The diversity of learners. 4. The curriculum. 5. Planning, assessment, and reporting. 6. The community linkages. And 7. Personal growth and development. They are great help in the construction of achievement tests. Content validity is particularly appropriate for the criterion reference measures. So, content validity also applicable to certain occupational tests designed to select and classify employees. So, with this occupational tests, the company is allowed to pick worthy workers or job seekers, because occupational tests, it can test them to show their knowledge about a certain job that they are applying to. So, but content validity is inappropriate for aptitude and personality tests. So, because kind of tests are not based on specific course or syllabus, just like the personality test. It's all about yourself. It doesn't depend on a particular topic. It's just all about yourself. For instance, the teacher wishes to validate a test in English. He requests experts in English to validate if the test items measures the knowledge, skills, and the values it is supposed to measure as stated in course content or syllabus. So, as you can see in the table, this is the questionnaires that the teachers want to validate. So it's stated here that retain, which means stay or it's good, no more changes, and the revise, which means change, you must change it or rephrase it. And the third one is delete, you must remove the sentence. So just like this first question, she hears hear mass every day. What do you think? It must be retained, revise, or delete? I'm sorry, I can't answer this because I'm not a English expert. I can't also validate this questionnaires, and I'm not that good in English. I'm sorry. So let's proceed now to the concurrent validity. Concurrent validity, it is the degree to which the test agrees or correlates with a criterion set up as an acceptable measure. So, in this test results being in agreement with another test results which measures the same ability or quality. So, example, during the development phase of a new language test, the one who made those tests or the test designers will compare the results of an already published language test or the existing language test or the earlier version of the same test with their own. So they will compare the existing published language test and their made own test. So, and if results of the test are matched and the same test or the published test, then you can use this as evidence of concurrent validity. So, the criterion is always available at the time of testing. So, it is applicable to test employees for diagnosis of existing status rather than prediction of outcomes. So, here's another example. So, for instance, the teacher wants to validate the mathematics achievement test he has constructed. So, he administered the math test groups of math students. So, the result of the test is correlated with an acceptable math test which has been previously proven as valid. So, if the correlation is high, the math test has constructed as valid. So, from the word correlation, it will compare the test that he made and the test that is previously proven. And if the results are high or the correlations are high, then his tests is also valid. So in conclusion, let's summarize all of my topics. So we have the 5 characteristics of assessment methods. We have the validity, reliability, practicability, justness, and the morality in assessment. So validity, so we have the validity first. We have the validity. What is validity? Means the degree to which a test measure what it intends to measure or the truthfulness of the response or it is the accuracy of the test. So we have the 4 types of validity. We have the content validity, we have the concurrent validity, we have the predictive validity, and lastly, we have the construct validity. So, for the content validity, this means the content or topic is truly the representative of the course. So, next we have the concurrent validity. Next, we have the concurrent validity. It is the degree to which the test agrees or correlates with a criterion set up as an acceptable measure. So, the content validity, all of the topics or all of the discussions or all of the forms of your discussions must be included in your assessment. So, in concurrent validity, your tests will be compared to another existing published test. That's all of my discussions. I hope you guys understand. Thank you for listening, and God bless everyone. Have a nice day.